tuners. I'd go to tuners. And I know it doesn't adjust the tone. It's not fun. It's not exciting. But if you've got crap tuners that keep going out of tune, that's the most boring mod. But I've got a video to release after Christmas when everyone gets their new guitar. I'm just going to show them how to change the tuners. And I found these sets of, I put a set of Geikers on that. I'd never used them before, like £22 off Amazon. I was like, when you buy cheap tuners around that price, they're generally not much better than the super cheap ones you get on cheap guitars. And they feel as good as the shallow locking ones or Fender locking ones. I think they're the same thing, those two, on my Fender that I put on it. I was like, I can't feel the difference. They don't go out of tune. They feel good. They lock properly, and they're £20. I'd go tuners, cheap and easy, keeps it in tune, makes it feel nicer. Because if it feels nice, it feels more expensive.
A lot of builders seem to kind of come from a repair and setup type of background to begin with. So they have so much experience in that. And really, when it comes to the finished guitar, that is probably the number one thing that makes the biggest difference anyway. So as much as I feel like I'm not qualified and I don't enjoy it all that much, I felt like it's pretty important for me to do it and get that experience. Because realistically, you should be able to take some piece of shit at a pawn shop and do a really good setup on it and make it, twice the guitar it was. So, for your custom stuff that really took so much time and effort and money, you want that setup to be perfect.
Absolutely. It's interesting when you see some of the YouTube channels I follow, which are kind of review channels, or even Crimson when they do their kind of repairing guitars, that some of the guitars that come out of factories, even from Fender, that the frets aren't sorted. The frets aren't perfectly level, or there's still a bit of lacquer on them. It's a bit disappointing.
So I love a treble bleed, especially for a humbucker. So treble bleed, so I'm going off on a massive tangent here. You roll the volume down. So, I mean, if you're going to play alone in your bedroom all the time, you're probably going to get the least benefit out of that. But you do lose some of the high end. And if you're in a band mix, everyone's like, well, turn the treble up on the amp. Well, it might sound all right. And then you need to fit in the mix. And if you're playing something, you're not going to turn around and start adjusting stuff. I want to be able to turn the treble down and not lose that. I want to not have to readjust my amp halfway through a song, because that looks really bad, rather than just rolling, the volume down. And the treble bleed means you don't lose that high end, and it's especially obvious with a humbucker.
But again, that's getting a guitar in somebody else's hands who knows how to use it can give you a good critique that way.
Absolutely. So
just as a little tangent, I did a video on how to make summarizing tone. I was like, right, in your pickups you don't want brass, it makes it sound terrible. And I'm going, brass sounds like arse. Hilarious. We'll get it made into a t-shirt. And then my next thing is, when it comes to your nuts and saddles, brass sounds better. And this guy's going, but you're saying brass sounds but worse than better. And I'm like, yeah, but it's in completely different usages. Yeah. One's affecting a magnetic field, and one is to make the strings ring. So I don't know, brass, if the string touches it, if it doesn't touch it, avoid brass.
Interesting. It's great, I think, that you've said that you said early on, one of the things you wanted to do with your YouTube channel is help people. And it feels like all of your experiments are there to help people make decisions.